everyone. Thank you so much for coming for this session. Access Trail organization was founded in Chennai in 1998. Just to give you a little background about this group, and Mr. N. Krishnan Swamy, he was the one who started off with this organization in Chennai in 1998, and the US chapter was founded in 2007 by a lady called Vijay Dilo. And some stats, there are about 30 million visually impaired kids only in India. And so even one book, if we try to proofread and try to send across, that would be a great help to all those kids there. So the number itself, just now Sudha was telling me, 30 million is quite a huge number, and this is in India alone. And the whole world will be much more visually impaired people. So, so thank you so much for volunteering to help with the proofreading. We'll be making a big difference in these kids' life. So, to begin with, whenever we are asked to proofread any book, the process is they scan those books and they send us 2 files. They, in the sense, we have certain groups in India who we ask them to scan some books for us, and whichever book we ask them to scan, they send us 2 files after scanning it. One would be the PDF file, which is the source file, and the other one would be the RTF file. So RTF file is the scanned file, and whatever editing that we do, whatever proofreading that we do is in the RTF file. So once we get these two files, what we normally do is we just go through the proofreading. We have got a certain set of instructions. We just go by those instructions, and we need to make sure that the font size of the font type, and indentation of the paragraphs, and those things are in place as required by the software that will be then converting this text into speech, which will be used by those children. So the first thing that we do is we should make sure that every book that we get, every book has got an ISBN number on it. We have to make sure that when we get that book, we check the RTF file and make sure it should be in the beginning section of the book. There should be an ISBN number. Based on that ISBN number, we are checking in the books, so we need to make sure that that ISBN number is in place. Okay, once that is done, we have to make sure the font size. These are the basic things that we go through first. The font size should be throughout the text. It should be, for regular text, it is font size is 12, and the font type is Times New Roman.
So we open it in Microsoft Word? Is that,
yes, the RTF file will be open in Microsoft Word. Yeah. So, so the title of the book, the font size is 20 bold, and then the author and the other chapter headings should be font size 18. The author should be 18 and chapter should be 14, and the subtitles would be 16, 14 and 12, so on. But the regular text size would be 12. And so this is an example that Rage of Angels is the title of the book, and that would be font size 20. Font type would be Times New Roman, and Sidney Sheldon is the author, and that would be, font size would be 18. Bold. And all the rest of the information in the book, rest of the text in the book should be font size 12. Font type would be again Times New Roman. The heading of every chapter or chapter title will be 18 size. And 1 point, so if I say the chapter title is 1 is the chapter title, that is the national symbols, where the font size is 18, bold. 1.1 would be the subtitle under it, so it will be 2 numbers lower, the font size would be 16. So it will be smaller than the main heading. And the images that comes up in the scan files, normally those images are removed. We don't keep any, when they scan the book itself, the images are not in place. Sometimes the images might be there, but many a times the images are missing. So even if the images are there, you have to remove those images, and in place of that image, in the square brackets you say image removed, and you put a caption for that image that is removed. And the caption should be such that the blind people will be able to relate to it. Something, not something abstract, but something that they can understand. So the caption should be something more intuitive for them. So I've just taken an example over here. This is a map of Ashoka's empire in 250 BC. And so the caption, you can say in the square brackets, you just say image removed, and in the second square brackets you say image caption, map of Ashoka's empire in 250 BC.
So I have a question for you. So is it like when the change, thing is done in RTF, does it come with the Times New Roman, or we have to make it?
It could be any
Okay,
font
so
type. Yeah.
okay, so go
We
just
have to make
it
sure,
Times New
yes, it has to be Times New Roman. Maybe we'll just go over the demo once, and then we will get to the questions, since we have just 1 hour. We'll finish off with the recording. So, and then in the scan thing, you have tables. It's very important that the tables are in the format that is that should be there. The columns that are read, the table should be very clear. So if the table is not clear after scanning, it is quite possible when, so the top part of this demo, this snapshot that I've put in the slide, that is supposed to be a table, but then after scanning it has not come in as a table there. So it has come as some paragraph. So it is very important that we check the source file and we see how that data should be displayed in the page. And then you have to draw the table and put in the data over there, if it comes that way. So our job is to make sure that we check the source file for every line that we are proofreading. Then we'll have to draw the table and then put in the data as required, because the software will only be able to read this kind of data as table. Otherwise that data would go waste.
So any specification for the column size and all that for a table?
No, the column size is not there, but in general we just want table and the data in the columns. We need to run a spell check after we do this. Spell check, because there are a lot of scannos when the scanning is done. Like for instance, CL, if those two words come together, like include. So instead of include, it will be indude. So that CLN will become D. Then if there are two V's next to each other, it will become a W. If there is R and M, it will become M. So so these kind of patterns we have seen while doing the scan, while proofreading. So we have to make sure that we go through the spell check. But again, in this case, if you see the word DIE, die, if the word is THE, because of scanning, it converts it as and puts it as DIE instead of THE. So that's a scanno, but it's a valid word. DIE is a valid word. So the spell checker will not be able to, will not highlight it as a mistake. But that is the reason we have to go through each line and try to understand if that word makes any sense over there. The other thing is, while doing a spell check, we have to make sure that these books are all using British English. So the spellings and all will be all British spellings. So for example, color, it will be COLOUR. American English is COLOR. So please make sure that you don't change those spellings. You set the dictionary to British dictionary before you start doing a spell check. Yeah, I've taken an example over here that when you do a spell check, the word darn, DARN, but after scanning it will be displayed, it will show up as DAM. DAM is a valid word. It will pass through spell check, but then it might not make any sense in that context. So you have to go through that paragraph. And every page we have to enter the page numbers manually. There might be page numbers in the source file, there might not be any page number in the source file, but we have to make sure that we put in the page numbers. Most of the times the page, if you're putting the source file, the first page, whatever is there, it will run through many pages in the RTF. For instance, the PDF file will have one page, but that page in RTF and gets converted into RTF, it can go over one page as well. So you don't, if there are two pages that it shows up in, then after the end of the two page, you will put the page number as 1. I hope I'm making sense. So, and you have to manually set in the page breaks. Make sure that the page breaks are set in manually, because if we change from Mac to Windows, if the page breaks are not set in manually, then it doesn't show up, the whole alignment goes off. And then every page will have a header and footer. The header, the title of the book, or the title of the chapter, or the chapter name, or the author name, whatever. They might have some kind of running headers and footers. So we don't want those things after the proofreading is done. So make sure that the headers and footers are removed. And if there is a blank page that you see in the source file, if there is a blank page, leave the blank page as is in the scanned file, and just put in a square bracket saying that it is a blank page, because that is how the text-to-speech software will be able to recognize the pages, and it will move to the next section there. In the scanned books, there might be some footnotes. So you have those asterisks and you have footnotes in the source files. So those, instead of just putting an asterisk and trying to mention it in the RTF that it is a footnote. So whenever you are mentioning something in the RTF, you have to put everything in the square brackets. So you say it is a footnote and enter the text of the footnote. The next point is removing all the hyphens. So the words are hyphenated, right? If it doesn't fit in one line, the source file might have some hyphenated words. When you scan it, even though it will be in the same line, since the source file had a hyphen, the scanned one will also have a hyphen in it. Even though it is one word in one line which fits, but still there will be a hyphen in it. So make sure that you remove those hyphens. You don't want those hyphens there. And also another thing is, when they scan the books, sometimes you have seen that some of the pages are missing. Or the pages are, they might scan page number 1 and then page number 10 and then page number 2. Sometimes it happens, not always, but sometimes it may happen because it's a manual process of scanning. So it's a human error that occurs, and many a times we might find sometimes that the pages are not scanned sequentially. Make sure that even though that is the case in the scanned copy too, you are putting the text properly the way it is required. You are making sure that page 1 or 2 goes after page 1 and not after page 10. So you have to make sure that
If something is completely missing, we type it in, actually.
it should be there somewhere in the,
Somewhere,
yeah.
okay.
And if you feel that it is not there, then make a note of it and let us know that this page is missing.
Yes, okay.
But might be there elsewhere, you're just
That is,
reordering.
those are the basic instructions that we have. Do we have any questions? We can go over the questions then, and if you want a
If you
demo
don't
to be
find
done,
it,
then I can.
His question is, if a page is missing, what he's supposed to do?
If it is missing, just let us know that it is missing.
But if it is somewhere else, then you just have to look for the page.
Yeah, yeah. If it is somewhere else in the source file, if you can see it in the source file somewhere else, then you will have to just make sure that you put that part in the right place.
But
So I
the
didn't
source-
get that, the thing about blank page. Can you go back? I missed that. Previous. What's like?
Yeah. Yeah, all labels, blank pages in the book.
Label all blank pages in the book. You mean the source book will have blank pages?
Yeah, so if you look at the books, the first page might be a blank page,
Oh, okay.
and then the text might start from the next page, right?
Hmm.
So the blank page, don't try to remove the blank page from the scanned book.
Okay.
Instead, just in a square bracket, say blank page, and leave that page as is.
Just annotate saying blank page or something. All our annotation should be square brackets. That's
Yes.
Yeah, but that annotation can be anywhere or should it be in a specific place?
It should be on the top of the page or in the middle of the page, wherever, because it is going to read that. Where it is, the position of that annotation doesn't matter. It should be there on the page, nothing else is there on that page, other than the blank page labeling, that's it.
I missed the beginning, is it okay to?
Sure.
This beginning.
So I was saying that whenever we are asked to scan a book, we get two files. One would be the source file and one would be the scanned file. The source file is in the PDF format, the scanned file is in the RTF format that comes in. Whatever changes that we make the changes in the RTF file. And the source file, since it's a PDF file, unfortunately we cannot cut and paste from the PDF file. So we just have to type it in case something. And the other thing is, in the scanned file, if there was an ink blotch in the source file while scanning, that would come in as garbled characters in the scanned file. So make sure that we remove all those garbled characters that's seen in the scanned file. Then I was saying about the font size. There is a particular font size for every, so paragraphs would be in a certain font size, the title of the book would be in a certain font size, the chapter heading would be in a certain font size. So we have to follow those instructions and make sure that font type should always be Times New Roman. We should not be changing the font type. It has to be Times New Roman. Otherwise, while checking in the book, it fails. Then they'll send it back to us for checking. Otherwise, they'll have to end up doing all the changes. So we have to make sure that we follow these instructions. And this is the example I was giving where the title of the book is Rage of Angels. So the title of the book should always be bold. And font size should be 20 and should be bold. Font type should be Times New Roman. Sidney Sheldon, the author of the book, that should be 18, font size 18, bold, and Times New Roman.
Title should be 18.
Author should be, title should be 20. And the rest of the paragraph, it should be 12. Yes, we have all these instructions in place. So you can go over those instructions again.
So in the original, if we have underlining and those things, we don't care about those, right? It italicized and things like that. The
You
original
can leave
has-
that as is. You can leave that as is.
It may not show in the RTF file, so we
No,
don't
if
care.
if there is if the alphabets are, if they use the italics is what you're saying, right?
Or underline,
And
which may or may
whatever
not
is
show up
there,
in the scan.
it will show up in the scan
Scan
file
file,
as
okay,
is,
okay.
but we can leave those things.
Okay, even if
the
it is
way
not
it
there.
is.
Okay.
We can leave it as is. Because that is not going to make much of a
Exactly,
difference.
then
Yeah.
But is your question more like, do you have to make sure that it is on?
It is the
underlined
exact
also in
replica
the
of,
scanned one?
No,
No,
that is not required. It just the main thing that is there is the title and all, because the way it skips, right, the chapter heading, it understands it is because of the font size and the font type, and so we have to make sure that those things are in place.
And also, if I may add, one other reason why we want to keep the text to be of a certain font size is that one is visually impaired people look at the library, the other set of people is print disabled. So if somebody has cerebral palsy and cannot lift a book, they can see the text. And they may want to have the hearing as well. So the text to speech will go on. As it's going, it will highlight the text. So
Is it possible in the book that there are 2 columns of text? How do you number those pages?
Yeah, so that's a good thing you asked. Whenever like you see these magazines, right, you have the data is in 2 columns, information is in 2 columns. When you scan it, it doesn't show up as 2 columns. It shows one after the other. So the first column would be displayed in one page, and the next column would go down below that. anyway. So the whole content, it will span up to 4 pages in the scan, but that will be considered as 1 page in the scan file.
So when we proofread it, we should make sure we continue, although it's going to be like 4 pages, we are going to still number all 4 pages with the same number.
We are not numbering all the 4 pages. We are numbering only the 4th page. At the end of the page, at the
Okay.
end of the first page, we are saying 1.
Okay, even though the MS Word will go through like 4 sheets, the Word document may go through 4 sheets,
Yes.
but the 4th sheet only shall be numbered.
Yes, yes,
And that page number should match with the source file.
that's right. That's right.
And that's where the page break will also
Yeah.
be introduced.
Yeah, the page break will also be introduced, but it will span through more than 1 page. And
In
make
that
sure
way.
that when you save the final thing, even though you open it in MS Word, it should not be, the format should not be DOC, it should be RTF. File format should be RTF. Sometimes when we try to convert it into RTF once they give us, then we try to save it in case, but then the font size, everything kind of changes, all the editing that you have done, it might go off sometimes, so you don't want
So
to,
continue to edit in RTF.
yes, and save it as RTF.
So is it the recorder takes only RTF file?
Yes,
Is that
they
it?
take only RTF.
I think we have to turn off the auto numbering feature on Microsoft Word, right? On. Does it have an auto numbering?
Yeah, unless and until you set it, it doesn't do auto. Any other questions?
I have one dumb question after you turn off the recording and this.
No question is dumb question. Is.
I know the name. It's dumb.
Do you want me to go over a file and show you how it works?
Yeah.
Would that be helpful?
Which has been done before.
Yes.
How do you describe graphs?
If you could talk about that.
How do you
Graphs.
describe graphs?
Graphs, is it? So x and y axis, whatever is there, what are they trying to show the trend for, right? So if it is in terms of applications now, I can say that how many times page application hits were there versus how many, what was the response time. So it is a comparison between how for week 1 the response time was so bad for so many application hits or something like that. So you can just describe that.
So is there any limit on how much should be the text when we describe?
Yeah, no, there's no limit, but we need not have an essay.
Just
with
a
it.
line.
Yeah, just a one line.
Caption.
So this Namo story, right? So you get this is the PDF file that we have. And then we get the scanned version will be like this. So the very first page over here is blank. So make sure that we don't remove this from the scanned book.
So that will always be the case, the first page will be blank?
No, in this case it is blank.
Okay.
So we just have to make sure that if it is like that in the source file, leave it as is. Leave it as is. Just put in the square bracket saying it's a blank page. And so the title of the book, the Namo story. And this was the ISBN number I was talking about, right? So the ISBN number should be here. So this is the ISBN number that is there. Every book will have an ISBN number, and make sure that when it is scanned, it does have a ISBN number. So this regular text, it should be, now all this regular text, the size is, the book, the font type is Book Antica, and the size is 9. So make sure that you select that. I mean, normally the way I do it is, as soon as the book is there, I just do Control A, select all the content that is there in that book, and then change the font type to Times New Roman, and the size to 12. Because this is going to be the case for the rest of the, it's only the title and the subtitles where the things change, right? So then once this is done, it becomes easier. And this whole book is bold, so we need not have the entire thing as bold. You just remove that.
So you said you have textbooks too, right? You have an example of a textbook.
I have not downloaded that school books, right? I have some IAS books, so I can show you those books.
So I was thinking things like formula, graphs and all, right?
Yeah, so formula graphs and all, you take a snapshot of it,
Hmm.
okay? With HyperSnap or some tool, take a snapshot, put it inside that. Formula and all, because typing it is not going to be easy. And put a snapshot and put a caption over there. What is that formula and what it is used in words, like cos theta by sine theta or something like that, so that they can understand what it is. Because even if you put a snapshot, I'm not sure how much they can, I'm not sure how the text to voice software understands that snapshot and reads it out.
Hmm.
But the caption would definitely help if you say this is, this is a formula for energy or velocity or whatever, and then where you given the formula.
Remember I said dumb question.
No, that is not a dumb question at all. That is a
How
very,
will people know all? So how I want to see if there is some example, no? So sine, cos, square, cube, right? Those formula, no, how it will scan and what do you have, what treatment you have to give. I want to see one. Yeah, I don't know if there are such books.
no, math books, yes, IAS books have got a lot of formulas as well in it. Wherein this is what we have done, where the captions that we have given, we have tried to explain as much as possible so that it is more, even a person who doesn't understand what cos theta is can understand it, something like
Can we do IAS book? That will be a best example to cover all scenarios.
Sure.
And when you said IAS
the-
book, I got your math book. or
Graphs.
something. Yeah. Right? I don't want a
Graphs.
history book.
that. So, yeah, the current events.
Yeah.
I mean, those are good questions, but to begin with, probably we will be getting textbooks that are English or social studies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we'll work on, and we'll slowly graduate to
Yeah. That
math books.
Yeah,
Okay.
though this, we feel, I mean, when I'm saying, when you start working on it, you'll have a lot more challenges as to how to get that data and all. You'll have a lot more questions when you start working on those kind of books. Especially these IAS kind of books, right? I'll show you. So this is the source file, the PDF file, and this is how it comes scanned. So these are the tables. Now these tables, there are two columns in the page, right? So the source file has got like this, but the scanned is not going to have like this. Scanned is going to have the first column and the second column is going to come underneath that. Sometimes it might not get scanned at all, the second column. So there will be no data for the second column in the scan file. So you have to make sure that we just don't proofread whatever is there in the scan file. Normally, after a while, what happens is we get so used to doing this that it becomes very mechanical, and you say, okay, this is the data, come on, I have proofread this and I'm done. But half of the data will be missing in it. So every page that we take, it should be as good as you are doing it for the first time. Be as diligent as possible to understand what is there in the source file, read every line by line in the source file and try to make sure that that data is there in the scan file. Otherwise, it's of no use. Even if you be proofreading the book, it might not be of much help. So these tables, once you scan it, not necessary that the tables would show up like this. Like I showed in the demo, it will just come up as a paragraph or something like that. When you are reading it, does it make sense to you? Try to understand that. If it doesn't make sense to you, go back to the source file and try to read that and see what is it that they are trying to say. Okay, it was supposed to be a table, but then it has come in the format of a paragraph. So then you draw a table over there and you put in the details. You'll have to type in the details then. So this is how it will come. Sometimes the table shows up fine, and sometimes the tables don't show up fine. So now in this table, the left column line is missing, right? So if it comes like this, then the text-to-speech software will not understand that it is a column. So then you have to make sure that you draw that table properly and then you put in the details.
So the second table is acceptable? Go up. We showed that, right?
Yeah.
So the one here that says total seats 175, that's an okay kind of a table, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah?
it. Yes.
So the one above that wasn't good because the left,
Yeah, the column lines are missing. Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
So that one was not acceptable, but the one below that,
That is acceptable. Yes.
And we don't have to describe the tables like we have to do with the.
No. So the table data,
You
it can
read.
read.
Okay.
It can understand the
Got
columns. How it does it, I don't know, but it
Got
can
it.
read
Okay.
that. So when you do the spell check too, again, I'm just trying to emphasize this, that just doing a spell check will not help, because many words would be there which will go through spell checker, but then it might not make any sense in that context that it is used. So make sure you read line by line and try to do proofreading. Any other questions?
so if we have to do that level of diligence of reading the line by line, right? So ideally this project, if it's executed in pairs, will be much faster, isn't it?
It could be much faster, but then but you have to, if you're working with somebody, make sure that you both work together on it. And I mean, if you say that you're working on 10 pages or something, somebody else is working on 10 pages.
Not like that. Not, I'm saying one person reads, the other person validates, right?
That is also fine, yeah, that is also fine.
I don't know, I just thought if you want to steamroll this, right?
See, I think if in one day you can do about 20 to 30 pages. Okay, you can set aside half an hour. I think half an hour to 1 hour, people should be able to give that much time. And if you do that, within 2 weeks you should be able to finish a book.
No, I'm not looking at it that way. Practically, doing this, saying this, right?
It might be faster, efficient, you're saying.
Yeah, from my efficiency perspective, and you can do this comparison, it kind of becomes monotonous. But if I can say you read it and I'm going to, keep looking at this text, it might be faster.
Most of the book, but this is only for these IAS books that we had so many tables and where you really have to compare and do things, right? But most of the times we have books like the Namo Story or some literature kind of book, and which would be a story. So you are reading that, and when you are reading it, you can understand whether it makes sense or not. Only then you are going back and referring to the source file, right?
So you start reading the target first, and then if something is amiss, reading this.
Yeah.
Is it a good strategy? It's not 100% guaranteed success, right?
If it is making sense as to the story is going, if you feel that working with two people is good, then yes.
No, I'm just asking.
No,
what have you tried?
Now, if it was me, I would just read the scanned book, and if it didn't make sense to me about what that story is all about, then I would go and refer the source file. The problem comes when you're working with somebody is both should have time, sit together,
Coordinate.
devote that much time, and that coordinating, and that might take more effort than actually. We will be taking more, the turnaround time would be more. And typically we would want these, as soon as the books come, we would want to do it and send it, because if they are school books, then we want to send it as early as possible so that those kids are benefited by it. That is the only drawback that I see in working with somebody. But if that works for
What's the typical turnaround time of these books? Do you have any projections?
time.
Time limits for us? Not limits, yeah.
How does the time limitation work? Sudha?
The thing is, before even we get the book in our hands, there are kids waiting for the books.
Okay,
So
so
that's
now
a
we
sense
know
of-
the urgency.
Yeah, that's a sense of urgency we should have.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. If we have questions, I'm sure when we go through and start proofreading, we're gonna have more questions. Is there a help group we can help each other, or rather than ask you?
Megha and Lakshmi, they are going to be your point of contact for.
Create a Google group, or we can keep chatting?
So you should know all the formula not by heart.
Yeah, you should save my number correctly.
First check on it.
So,
So these books, right, the dumb question was, these are all from publishers, right?
Yes.
Have you tried contacting the publisher and asking them to give you the actual print file?
Yeah, we have tried that with some publishers and we've been successful in getting
Hmm.
them, but with some publishers it's not possible. So that for example, the textbooks, the Tamil Nadu textbooks, somebody is giving us the PDF files.
Hmm.
So then it's a lot easier to convert them
Hmm.
and do it. But for some books, then they don't want to give us permission. So it's an education process for the publishers themselves also.
Hmm.
And because the copyright law in India has been passed in the last couple of years,
Hmm.
so there's definitely insecurity about their books and where it would land. And so we're very, very much aware of it. So we are approaching, like there is an organization called Bookshare. That's where we host all our books. That's a library, digital library. It's based out of Palo Alto, California. And so they actually talk to the publishers and make sure that the publishers are okay.
Oh, okay. So when we get these, you have already spoken to the publishers and you have tried to get the source files, the print files. Right?
Yeah, so for some of them, yes, but some of them, as an individual consumer, you can go and buy. Typically what we do is we go and buy the books from the bookstore
Hmm.
and we scan them in India. That's why they have to be, we have to have an ISBN number. The books, like for example, Harry Potter books, if you buy them here and you put them on the library, the Indian students cannot access them. We have to buy the Harry Potter version in India. And that's the book that needs to be scanned and proofread. And we're working with a consortium and we're hoping that we don't have to have all these restrictions so that the number of books that the visually impaired would get would be many more. But today that's how it is worked on.
Okay. Thanks.
Can we, since we have some time,
Mhm.
can we pick a, you started off, can we just pick up maybe like a couple of pages and then do the exercise, and then that, something,
We'll start
Yeah,
with
IAS books would be the most difficult ones, yeah. You don't want to intimidate people. Are you sure that's the one that you want to go through, Megha?
That will
Just
cover
kidding.
the.
That will cover all the
That's good.
scenarios.
Yes,
use
yes, no,
cases.
you're right.
Make our job easy.
So I'm just going through the scan file and you just see what are the mistakes that's there in it that needs to be fixed. Okay, so what did we fix first? As soon as we opened this file, we checked if that ISBN number was there. And then I selected everything and I changed the font size to 12 and font type to Times New Roman. Check that the table was not right. Okay, so we have to draw that table again and enter the data. And this the page breaks, they are manually inserted. Okay, so the page breaks are fine. But the other thing that we notice is the page numbers are missing. Right? So we have to go to the source file, and based on the source file, sorry, this cursor is flickering a lot, so it is kind of difficult for me to.
It's trembling, no? So scared.
So scared of you.
Yeah, so see, you see this page number on top over here. Page numbers are on top, but they are missing in the scan files. See, sometimes it is on the right, sometimes it is on the left. So either you could keep it like this, or keep it at the bottom. That is the best place to keep
But
the.
in the original, this is the way it was, right?
Yeah.
So you may
You can
choose to
leave it
as-
that way, but then when you are proofreading it, you are reviewing it and making sure that page numbers are there, you might miss some. So every time if you have it at the bottom left corner, you know where it is and you are going one by one and trying to, you're not missing out on anything.
What about the
So is
title
there-
there, current events on the top right corner, 5th page? Okay. So title of the
Yeah,
book,
the
right?
headers. So the
Yeah,
current
headers.
events is the name of the
Remove that.
book, right? So we have to remove it. All the headers and footers we have to remove. So that should be removed. And these headings, right? Mulla Periyar, Apex Court, Washes, Kerala legislation. So that one should be font 14, bold. And Agni 1 clears night trial, that should be font 14 again.
So this is an example where the text is in 2 columns, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so but the whole content should come in 1 page when we do the RTF file.
One page.
I
and
mean, actually the scan file will probably come as 2 pages.
it
or-
could be more
or-
than
or
2 pages.
More than that.
Yeah.
But when we put the numbering, all the content on this should be
Yes,
on the
so after the 4 pages or 3 pages,
And then
whatever it
introduce-
spans to, after that you will be putting the page number.
and then give a page break.
Yes.
And the
So
page
if there
number.
is a syntax for the page number,
Page number should be again Times New Roman 12 font size.
how will it know it's a page number and not part of the text?
There should be one line above and one line below that you leave.
Okay.
And on the corner, if you are putting it in the left side corner,
Okay.
make sure that there is one line above, one line below when you put
No
that.
spacing.
Huh?
Spacing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And page number need not be in the footer.
Footer, so footer you are putting the footer in the square brackets. You say it is a footnote and then you, you're talking about the page footer
Page,
itself.
ah.
No, you don't have any page footers. You remove all the page footers.
Okay.
There should
Headers
be
and
no page
footers.
footers. in
No
there.
headers and footers.
Yeah.
Now, can
Alright.
the page number go as a footer?
Page number will not go as a footer. No, you're not putting anything in the footer. So you don't have any a footer or header for the pages.
Yeah, but in general, like Word document, you can format to have like a page number, right? Can you
No,
do
you
it?
manually insert all the page numbers. Manually insert all the page numbers.
And the other question is, again, just to re-emphasize, you mentioned that the page numbers should be just matching the source file, right? And then say if this is like 2 columns, right? And then so that might span maybe like 2 or 3 pages on the Word document. After the end of those 3 pages, I will put in the page number that matches the PDF. Is that right?
Yes, and you'll be putting that only once.
Putting it only once, not
At the
multiple.
end of the.
Got it. Good. Okay.
And sometimes there may not be a page number for some, like for example, the first page may not have a page number in the original, but we still have to
We
have.
still have to have page number.
Can you show us an example how you put the page number when you did the RTF?
Yeah.
In the scan book, is it?
Not the scan book, when you, whatever you proofread,
But
the final
when you manually
document.
enter
Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
RTF.
RTF, yeah,
Yeah,
can you
RTF.
show how you put that?
Maybe if we do on page, like end to end, right? We'll, if you can take us through a car.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Are we supposed to match the page numbers from the scan PDF and this one? If it says 200 pages, we have to make sure there are 200 pages in the RTF file.
And there won't be 200 pages in the RTF. There'll be many more pages.
After you page number it, I mean, after you page number.
Total number of pages, yes. The page numbering that you do, you have
Yeah,
to do. Yeah.
that's what.
So that is the current events is the title. I changed it to Times New Roman 20. That is the title of the book. And then I have inserted a manual page break. The next page was a blank page. So I have put in the blank page in the square brackets and I have put in the page number. That is page number 2. Now this is
Should be on the left side.
I normally put it on the left side bottom of the page. So that when I am going through the page, I don't have to look here and there to make sure that the
Yeah,
page numbers
so
are.
you're reading left to right, right? So if it is at the end of, like on the left side, it's easier, versus
Yeah.
if you look at the center.
Yes.
So we can have this as a norm and
Norm,
yes.
everyone can follow this.
And then the title I have put in as the chapter title. I have put in, I have used font size 18 and the subtitle I have put it as 16. And this is the table. Again, this heading, I changed the font size over there to 16. The heading is 16. So the subheadings would be 14. So I'm just trying to make sure that the topmost title would be 18 and then the subtitle would be 16, then the subtitle would be 14, so that we have different layers. That's all.
So this line here is probably not a page break because
It is a page break.
But the table is continuing, right? Like 9 to 10.
No, this is a page break. So this content is one page, but then it is spanned into more than one page in the RDF.
Can we see the source file once?
Sure.
So here you probably you did not want to introduce a page break because you don't have a number there, page number.
No, but the page break will, see, there's only a certain size for the document, right? It won't go over that.
Okay, I know. So you will insert a page break, but you don't give a number to the
Yeah,
end of
yeah.
the page. Okay, yeah.
They insert a page break, meaning this page break would anyways be there because the page document size, you have some 22 inches or something like that, right? Not more than that will it go. So after that, it will go to the next page. So the page break will automatically come there after that. But then the page numbering that you do is at the end. That would be just half a page you will have, but then at the end of the half page, you will say, okay, this is page number 3.
Okay, so but if the content ended like halfway through the page, then you manually enter the
Yes,
page break,
yes, you
leave it
manually.
blank and then go to the next.
You manually enter the page break. Once you manually enter the page break, then it will put the page, yeah, it will do all.
So you leave the content blank.
Yes. So we fixed all those tables, we redrew all those tables.
Yeah. Can we see the source file?
Source file.
I just want to see the tables.
They're in like
Gotcha.
two columns.
So these are, and the other thing that I have seen in these tables is the headings, right? It is black over black. It is very difficult to understand what, so get an idea from the heading of the, from the caption of the table, right? Description, whatever they have given. So from there you will get an idea of what it is. Otherwise you have to zoom in. Yeah. So so let me just show you the scanned thing for this page. So 16 Lok Sabha elections. Yeah. So 16th Lok Sabha elections. This was one page, right? Maybe I should put this side by side.
So Swati,
Yeah.
this table, right, the first row is slightly wider, right? I'm just
Yeah.
asking this
That's-
symbolic of other
Yeah.
things, right? That's okay. We are not particular to that. If that column width is larger than the rest and
Yeah,
all
that is fine. That is
this
fine.
should be readable and should be meaningful, right?
And it should be in columns. The table should be clear. I mean, you're saying that this is one column, this is one column. That is how the text to voice format will be able to understand that thing. Otherwise, then it won't understand whether it is a paragraph or whether it is a table or what it is. It will skip the other columns then. It might not read the entire thing. That is what it will. So this one, right? So it started off with this party position in the 16th Lok Sabha elections, right? So this is the table for that.
So the party word is like, we can't make it at all, right?
Yeah, you have to zoom in and you have to go, you have to use your magnifying lenses and
Will
see.
it show when it zoom in?
That's how I wrote it.
After
And if I can
see
see
once
it,
I can
I think
see that, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, because they have printed black over black, it is kind of difficult to. But if you zoom in, many times you are able to. So these, all these tables on this side, right, on the left side. So the right side ones have also come down below. Right? So this is how it will be printed.
So your original table has the filled, I don't know what color it is, just black and white. You want the first title header of the table to be filled like what you have here, or
That
it's
is
just
not
a scanning?
required. That is not required because it should be readable so that
Readable,
the
yeah.
text to voice can understand what is
Yeah.
typed.
And it's all black and white or color is?
No need.
No color.
So the first page, say it spanned till, see, three pages, right? 3 pages we do, and this is just this is 1 page content. There are 2 columns, it spanned to 3 pages in the RTF.
Could you go to the end of it, Ilka? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you the images.
Yeah.
This book doesn't have that much. So they're not getting the right book for the knowledge.
And it goes without saying, a bigger screen will definitely help, right? If you're having a big screen at home,
2 monitors.
2 monitors, a big screen will
So
definitely.
one source code, one RTF.
Yeah.
History of India should have some maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so this is one of the mistakes that people do. See, now they were asked to put the caption in the saying that the image is wrong, but instead of putting square brackets, they put angular brackets. So this again, the software will not be able to read this. It won't understand this. It needs the square bracket. Otherwise, it will think it is some kind of text. So we make sure that it is square brackets. And here the picture of Ashoka's empire map would have been there. That was removed, and instead of that, we have the caption. Say images. Any other questions?
It's not just mundane, it's creativity too. You have the
Yeah.
option to come up with the caption.
Caption for image.
Imagine somebody is going to read that.
So next step would be now the Google Drive
But
that
where
we
is the
have.
creativity? Yeah, this
Yeah,
it will be there in
you
the
will
original.
realize once you
When
have
you
a book
describe.
in your hand. I can
Which has
already
not
see
happened
that.
So far, yeah. So far. Hoping it will get to my eyes.
So the next step would be now the Google Drive that I've created. I'll upload the. We have some 4 6th grade books that they have scanned. It's 6th grade.
Text.
Yes. So you guys can get started on that.
Actually, it's a good thing that these books are, we got the PDF from the source itself. So we are not scanned books from that perspective, but we have used a converter to convert it to RTF. So there may be errors introduced in the conversion process, but you will not have the difficulties of the IAS book kind of.
Yeah, the best part would be that you can cut and paste from the PDF itself if something is missing, or and you can just paste it over here instead of
Oh, really?
having to type it.
Will it not come up as like an image or?
No, that is what was happening all this while, but then now the way they have sent the PDF file, they have sent the PDF source, PDF file which is
Original.
original.
Yeah, so you
So you can actually cut a copy from that and
Yeah, for this time, but I mean, it's
Not
not
an
later
image
we may
protected,
get.
right? You can do that. Most PDFs, like the regular PDF, they're protected. You cannot actually cut and paste.
And normally the PDFs, you can do it, but when they send the PDF as image file, then it doesn't let you
Cannot do it.
copy.
So
So I
now,
guess,
can we talk about the timelines and how will the review happen? Like
yeah,
when
The process,
someone
you
is-
mean?
Yeah, process.
yeah, so I'll upload the books, and depending on how many people are there, you distribute the books to people, and then I would like you both to, instead of you both sitting and working on the book, you review the work that everybody has done, since you guys know better. You review the books and then if you have any questions, I'm always like, you ask me whatever I can help.
The best thing would be first reviewer if it is at home. Like for example,
Yeah.
right? Peer review kind of thing. Like what Krishna uncle
so
was
whoever
saying.
is doing the proofreading,
Yeah.
not that okay, chalo, I have done this and I'm done with it. It should not be like that. Whoever is reviewing, they do a thorough job,
Mm.
and then they let Megha and Lakshmi know that they have finished their proofreading, and then after that you both can proofread it.
You know what, Vignesh? I'm really thinking if you have 10 books, call 20 people to our center, one person read, the other person proofread. We'll do for 2-3 hours and see how it goes. So it'll be like a joint project, right?
Sure.
Can be executed
Yeah,
very
the way
efficiently
we
and very
did for
nicely.
YA session, right?
We have done such
we have
sessions.
tried it, yeah.
No,
uncle.
but again,
No,
the
as young
pages
adults.
thing is, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what we did with young adults was when we had the session with them, we had distribution. We are doing the same with one more group where they are they are doing all the pages, they are proofreading it, and they are assigning pages, 10 pages to each person, and then they are uploading. They saying that, okay, I'm done with this 10 pages. But it's a big process to put these
Integrate.
pages together.
No. I think the way you are explaining is not what I have.
No, he is saying that.
So I'll tell you what I did, Swati. I used to actually study in a school called Padma Seshadri in Germany. In Germany, there's a school for library. I used to go biking to Roypedo. On the way, I used to stop by at the school for the blind. Enid Blyton books, which is the story books, right? I would just go pick up a book. There'll be 40 people sitting with braille typewriters. The supervisor will give one book. I will just read the book. At blitzing speed, they will type in the braille. That person is sitting there, right? He's just hearing and I'm reading. And as soon as the page is over, those were manual pages, right? He'll take the next one. I will stop at the time he's moving. So I'm just thinking, in my mind, right? This is what I'm saying. So I'm proofreading this book, I got it, right? So instead of me reading this book, I'm hearing you read, let's say you're sitting next to me, right? And you're reading the book, I'm validating this against that.
Okay.
And we could literally finish, I don't know how many pages, blitzing speed, not part by part. And then I know, there is inconsistency, merging, all that page number, what is page, I get that. So I just thought. And I
No,
think,
but when you're saying that after the center or something, you get together and you can finish it off, but it's just one book that one person is proofreading.
One
right?
book for 2 people. That's what I'm saying.
So like the way we did at the Peninsula Science Center, remember we split the pages, but we had paired them up to do it.
Okay.
So he's saying the entire book will be done by those two
Okay.
people.
It may be working style. Some people like to do it by themselves. Some
Yeah,
people like
yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it.
Preference.
Like if you find a buddy, then
Exactly.
Yeah.
it may work.
That is what.
It's like
So
Krishna
whichever
wants to
way
do that.
it works.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works, we can try to facilitate.
Yeah.
That is one. Another thing is we are trying to encourage this as a family seva, because as a family they could pair up, maybe mother and child or father and child, they could do this together, and the other person, a sibling or the other parent can do a proofreading. So that way the entire family is involved in a seva. That's one way of doing it. The other way is as two friends pairing up and just doing it, whatever way, as long as
But our
it's
goal is thoroughness. Whatever works for
Yeah.
Right.
family, it would work. But our goal is
Vignesh mentioned everything, but safely avoided husband and wife. Didn't you? I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
all kinds of
Recording. Okay, I think we have a hard stop.
Hot stop.
Yeah.
Good.
But this is nice, whoever came up with this, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Swati Akka, Sudha Akka for giving us this opportunity. Thank you,
Thanks
Akka. Thanks to
Niti
Swami,
Dilip and Sudha for starting this organization.
and thanks for Sukanya Akka for hosting us,
Thank
and
you.
Suresh, Brother Suresh. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
We'll end with Om and Three Shant.